Okay, we got a little Madden 26 gameplay deep dive right here with Kurt Benkert. I'm gonna have my earplugs in. We're gonna listen to this thing, but then we're gonna stop and go as as he discusses different things, as we see different things in this trailer. I was actually able to play Madden 26 early about 3 weeks ago, give or take, and so I have a little bit of insight just on some of the stuff they talked about, and we'll deep dive it. So here we go.
What's up, everyone? Kurt Benkert here. A lot of you have been asking what's actually different in Madden NFL 26.
Animation.
Let me walk you through what I learned at the preview event.
So this is one of the cooler things. Like
gameplay.
This is we're a gameplay channel here, right? And I'm very vocal about that. That is where my heart and desire like lays into. And this is gameplay, but this what I'm about to talk about is a little bit of presentation. The snow's kind of nuts. Like this, like look at this. Like it is pretty hard to see this guy. I don't know. The snow is genuinely kind of nuts. And that's a big thing they put a lot of emphasis into.
Trained on nearly a decade of real NFL data, a new AI-powered machine learning system informs all new coach tendencies, QB signatures, and advanced.
So the big question with
NFL
QB signatures is
data.
Let's see
A
this.
new AI-powered machine learning system informs all new coach tendencies.
So the big thing with this, and they've done this year to year, right, is quarterback signatures, quarterback this, quarterback that, is really what does this look like when it's in the game, and how does this make different quarterbacks compared to one another? What I mean by that is like Patrick Mahomes in Madden 25, if he makes hot routes, his hot routes are objectively, not even like opinion, they're just slower than other quarterbacks like, let's say, Josh Allen. When that happens, you make quarterbacks better and worse than other quarterbacks, just purely based off of animations that aren't tied to anything outside of like just a developer trying to, make it look like real life. We need these quarterback signatures and the quarterback DNA, which we'll talk about later, to represent the quarterbacks accurately, but also not put a quarterback at a disadvantage or an advantage compared to one another. This is also big for throwing motions as well, in my opinion, as certain throwing motions can really, they're just not as good as each other.
And advanced player traits. With more strategic depth and authentic
Revamped
detail,
passing,
making every game a distinct and dynamic challenge, true to NFL team identities.
Accuracy.
Let's take a closer look.
That is a new. This is a new animation. Now I'm curious if this animation right here, like you see him reaching the ball out, if that's literally because he's on the goal line, or if that's just like an animation you can get and they captured it at the goal line. Right, those are two different things. Reach for animations were a thing in the game a few years ago, where they're like really popular, where you would consistently reach for, especially for first downs. Not sure.
Imagining quarterback play with new QB DNA, adding new levels of detail.
I actually think they killed it with this.
And variety to the most iconic position in sports. Refreshed passing animations and a variety of all new signature throwing styles for quarterbacks across
so this is
the
a
game.
huge thing.
To the
I'm
most
gonna mute him for a
iconic
second.
position in
Sorry,
sports.
Kurt. So we have that right, little sidearm, right? No look pass. Look at this. Do you guys see what Kyler Murray just did? Kyler Murray just juked out a blitzer. This could be really annoying, really overpowered. I just from the movement that this looks like, it looks like it's gonna be good. Watch right here. Wait, watch. Look, he's juking right here. And then he's able to throw the ball. You actually see him throw. And then it's an ag. The ag's whatever, because you don't know what difficulty or anything like that is. But if we go back here again, this is a ball carry move in the backfield. We haven't been able to do this since Madden 20 was really popular, but you'd have to tap left trigger or L2 on PlayStation. I'm super curious what this looks like. If there's a skill gap in it, if it's overpowered, because you can imagine you getting a blitzer to come free, and then I have Lamar Jackson, I have Michael Vick and Mutt, I have whoever, and haha, I make you miss. I'm very curious to see what that looks like, if there's an ability tied to this as well. I don't know, but it's very obvious that that's a thing that they've added into the game. We just witnessed it right there, and it could be kind of lethal if it's good. And I think it's going to be a big deal.
Some more detailed signatures are
they
unique
killed
to
presentation this year, by the way.
Like jump throws in the face of pressure by
so like
something
like this,
move and feel more like themselves.
Wait for it.
Some more detailed signatures are unique to star quarterbacks.
So something like this. This it doesn't look like it will, but if this is a specific animation to Caleb Williams, what if this is better than a normal throw on the run animation or worse than a normal throw on the run animation? That's when you run into issues with these signature style animations where it just becomes tough, and it's like, well, now Caleb Williams is, let's say this is really bad, right? Because there'll be other examples that maybe not shown here where a signature animation will be kind of slow or something. It's like, well, now this quarterback becomes worse just because of a signature style that just is supposed to be enhancing his real life player likeness, and instead it's just making him a worse quarterback to use in the game. That's what I'm worried about. Right here, this looks fine. But using that as an example of when you get into these specific player animations, it's a risk you run.
Throws in the face of pressure by Caleb Williams, stylized back foot passes for Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels, and quick flips on the run for
I
Josh
like how that was
Allen.
overthrown a little bit.
Plus player-specific pocket movement, signature
So-
scramble locomotion,
Watch
unique arm
watch
slots,
Lamar.
Daniels, and quick flips on the run for Josh
And this might be
Allen.
like OP.
Plus player-specific pocket movement,
Lamar
signature
bang.
scramble
And it's like,
locomotion.
that's gonna be, you get a free blitzer right off the edge, up A gap, whatever it might be. I think A gap be harder. But the thing is, like, we're just seeing them juke right here, right? This is just a developer juking. Imagine if you had like spin cycle or something. I imagine you'll be able to spin from this. You'll be able to juke from it. You'll be able to even truck from it. Maybe I don't know that. But it's interesting. I think this could be OP. It could lead to a very some frustrating defensive drives,
unique arm slots,
which
and
for what it's
unique
worth
footwork
is kind of realistic. Lamar Jackson does do that.
fundamentals. And a new set of 50 advanced player traits informed by real on-field player tendency data pushes the fidelity of NFL stars even further. All of it designed to match the real, nuanced movements and play styles of the league's quarterbacks.
It's a lot of CPU stuff.
Real NFL coaches bring their strategic
This
minds
is
to the
cool, but
imprint
this is
with Coach
CPU.
DNA. New predictive play call AI, built on real coaching data straight from NFL sidelines, defines each team's unique identity.
So I actually
Coaching
think
styles
this
like
is
Dan
cool. This is
Campbell-
called coach talk in the game, where you can see like this is a play call, and then you get like coach speak, which is in your coach suggestions, where it says hit him in the teeth, the spacing switch, reads are tight, ball comes out fast, exploit those soft zones to keep the chains moving, tough, efficient football. You'll see them like they use some kind of AI or something they're telling us to like make and actual transcripts from the coaches to make these pretty realistic. And this you'll see this actually in the coach suggestion screen when you're in the play call screen. So a little small thing, but it's actually cool. If you're an online player, I don't think you'll really see this, but definitely cool for offline.
Campbell's fourth down aggression, Kevin
Yeah.
O'Connell's creative offensive approach, and more add new layers of strategy to every matchup. New dynamic coach suggestions.
Yeah, so this is
provide
what this
play
looks like. They move the screen. Yeah, but this is what it looks like. So that's that coach talk just right here.
recommendations based on what your team's coach would dial up in specific game situations. And new counterintelligence offers smart play calling recommendations against opponent tendencies, making it harder for them to succeed when they keep running the same
This
play
one, the
over and over.
dynamic like counterintelligence, I'm kind of like, nah. I could see it working like in a nutshell in theory. It's just if you're actually if you are exploiting the CPU or if a user is exploiting you, usually it's just a bigger issue than calling a different stock play.
Over again.
Usually.
To authentically reflect unique NFL coaching strategies and play calling tendencies, the team has expanded playbooks with new shifts, multi-motions, and exotic
Yeah,
blitz
so this is
packages.
cool. Let's mute you right here,
To
Kurt.
authentic-
This is cool. So what they added into the game is multi motions or double motions. Look right here. We have motion. That was motion right there. You can see that in the play art. This is motion outside in. And then we're going to get double motion right here. So I think, dude, one of the biggest things that they killed, also look at the score bug. They killed this past year in Madden 25 was playbooks. And I think they built upon that really, really well. I think they did a really good job of building upon that. I'm a huge fan of it. Hot blitz bail, fake halfback zone QB boot left. Actually, that's a play that we have not seen before. We have never seen that play before. Fake QB or halfback zone naked boot. We have never seen a naked boot in years. It's been years since we've seen that in the game. Interesting. That's a new spin animation and break tackle animation. Motion flood. They really went above and beyond, I think. And again, like one of the biggest things I'm like, yes, Madden 25 killed it in is playbooks. Everything I've seen, they've killed it even more. That's what, yeah, I'm confident in them in that. Get back into it.
line block steering and new stunts and twists add strategic depth to
So
your
I
play
think
calling,
I think there's
where
gonna be
innovative plays to
a
be added throughout
I
the
think there's gonna be
season.
some kind of bug or some kind of glitch with stunts. So right here we just see a user control defender. He selected a stunt that has him go inside. Each of these, there's a bunch of different stunts, like 8 different stunts that you could choose at any given play with 4 down lineman sets. From that, like you could choose those stunts in the pre-play call screen. And right here, it's a user control defender, but a CPU could do this too. I'm foreshadowing one of those stunts being very, very good, a little bit overpowered, and it becoming the meta. I don't know which. I have no idea. I just know whenever stuff like this is in the game, especially where you get defensive lines crashing, and then like even with this, you could stunt outside backer, and then you could crash that way where he's still stunting technically. I foresee some combination being very, very meta. That's just a prediction that I have. With that being said, I think it's cool. I think like these are a cool add to the game. Just I foresee some kind of bug or some kind of meta from that.
Adds
Very, very
strategic
good.
depth to your play calling.
Wear and tears in the
Wear and
game.
tear adds strategy to your roster management. And new dynamic subs let you swap out fatigued players
Oh,
for fresh legs without pausing the action. Custom defensive zones unlock the control.
Did you guys see what he just did right there?
Coverage in real time. And
You guys see that?
Pass coverage.
What he did with the custom zone? Check this out. So custom zones are in the game where you can move zones around, but he's actually moving this deep half. This defend or the user defender is. He's moving this deep half right here. Also, they're playing on couch play right now. This is 2-player, you can see, because golf is highlighted, but they're playing like couch play. But he's moving these deep halves. Custom zones, you're able to move like, let's say a cloud flat. You're able to take this guy, throw him back, right? You could do that. But watch right here. Like I didn't know you could do this with deep zones, but he's doing it with the half right here. Watch the top right of your screen. Watch the top right of your screen. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Top right. See, he's moving that deep half. That's interesting. I've never considered that before. I don't know. Improved pass coverage. We'll see what that actually looks like. Explosive movement. This is something I can very much touch on. They sped this game up, and you can see it. You can actually see it. They sped this game up. Madden for a while now. For a while, Madden has been very. Let me turn the volume back on. Madden has been very slow, sluggish, and it's a lot faster. You can see it.
Movement across every
very much.
mode. With the confidence that these superstars will move in Madden 26 like they do on game.
Like they do a good job. And then new positions too.
Modernized depth charts introduce more authentic positional roles. Identify mismatches and dial up more creative plays with the new gadget slot. Built for versatile offensive weapons.
A
like
new
Debo
gadget
Samuel.
position.
On defense, left and right
Can we
edge.
see?
Identify mismatches and dial up more creative plays with the new gadget slot.
So the gadget position looks like we could throw, because this is it right here, wide receivers and halfbacks there. I don't know if there's probably more people, because look, actually Debo Samuel at the gadget spots only has 68 overall. This scroll bar doesn't look very far, so it's probably all halfbacks, maybe tight ends in there as well. I don't know any of these. I don't know all these names. No, maybe if one of them's a tight end. Interesting. Yeah, the scroll bar isn't super long, so I don't think corners are in that gadget spot.
Built for versatile offensive weapons like Debo Samuel.
Interesting.
On defense, left and right edge replace defensive end. Linebackers now use authentic Sam, Mike, and Will designations. Specialized nose tackle and long snapper positions are properly acknowledged. Football is always more fun when Mother Nature becomes a factor.
I think they killed it with the snow.
And new football weather in Madden 26.
See that little slip?
Game long snapper positions
Check
are
this
properly
run.
acknowledged.
Not this one. Next one.
Football is always more fun when Mother Nature becomes a factor.
Boom, little slip.
And new football weather in Madden 26 will affect gameplay and your game plan. Extreme conditions like heavy snow, fog, rain, and wind.
This is also
Madden 26 will affect gameplay.
A little one here too, where this ball is a throw at a sack. I actually don't think this ball is a weather ball. I think this ball is a throw out a sack. Wow. Like, it feels like it's a throw out a sack. I can't imagine that's how the ball would travel if he didn't get hit. And this throw out a sack just goes like short and wobbly. Right now in the game, all throw out a sacks like hit the dirt in front of you basically, or like pop up a little bit and then hit the dirt. College football, they kind of are wobbly. That was a wobbly one right there. So I would assume that also plays a factor, not in weather conditions as well. I think. I don't know that.
With real weather, real data, and real coach and player tendencies, this looks like the best Madden to date, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it.
One-handed pick. Nice little pre-order action.
Tendencies. This looks like the best.
I mean, one-handed pick's crazy. That's actually nuts. A big thing I hope they nail down is some of the like boom tech technology. I don't think it talked about it in here at all, but I'm hoping they do a better job with it because this year it felt like a little bit weird. I'm also curious what wear and tear actually looks like here as well. But that's some of the stuff that I noticed immediately off of this. Just like seeing what I was able to play, and then what they kind of highlighted here. I think, especially the game, like if the gameplay gets faster, for me that's a huge win. Like I think so much of the game, so much of Madden becomes more fun just when the game gets faster. In my opinion, it's been sluggish, it's been slow. one of my biggest issues is also the user being very, very slow. If the speed like, that wasn't a huge issue of mine in college football because a player speed was faster. I'm a I'm pretty I'm pretty ooh, I'm pretty confident in if just even just increasing player speed will make this a much more fun game. And then everything else, like everything sounds good right now. I'm curious your guys' thoughts just from watching this. Maybe other gameplay deep dive videos. We're gonna have more stuff with Madden 26 here coming up in the next couple of days. From this channel. And with that being said, if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.